yeah, if you believe that people think that you're whack or you're not cool, then you're probably not gonna feel cool. You're not gonna believe that you are this cool, incredible person because you just believe what they say. However, there is a way to change your perspective and your thoughts of yourself, and that's by doing affirmations and by Hey guys, welcome to Self-Care Sundays with Sophia, where we talk about self-love, self-growth, and everything in between. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how to upgrade your future and how to shift perspectives, because what you see is what your reality is. So you always want to surround yourself with good content, good people, high vibe things, and make sure you are physically seeing a luxurious environment, which I know is not always possible for everyone to do. But YouTube does exist. There are ways to plant these incredible high vibe things in order to start seeing it into your reality. It's always delayed. So the outer environment is just a product of what you once thought of. It's that famous saying, thoughts become things. And your self-concept and what you think of yourself is really just a manifestation of who you are, is really just a manifestation of what you think about yourself. So there's another saying, it says, you don't see yourself as you are, you see yourself as you think others think you are. So basically, if I think that Sally thinks that I'm, not that cool, kind of whack, when I'm around Sally, I act like that person because I think that she thinks that about me. So then I start to believe that, because we kind of have this subconscious craving to sort of go with what somebody else thinks. That makes it sound like everybody's a follower, but to a point, humans, yeah, we are kind of followers. Of course, there's lots of leaders and ways that you can set the tone and be a leader, but that leader once learned from somebody else. So we all have that natural instinct to kind of look at what somebody else is doing and think that they have it figured out, so follow their idea. So yeah, if you believe that people think that you're whack or you're not cool, then you're probably not gonna feel cool. You're not gonna believe that you are this cool, incredible person because you just believe what they say. However, there is a way to change your perspective and your thoughts of yourself, and that's by doing affirmations and by literally brainwashing yourself. So if you don't like the world that you see around you, you can totally change that. It just starts with your mind, and it's always delayed. It takes a while for the outside reality to reflect what's happening inside. That's why you can't quit. You have to do the work. You can't just do it one day, feel good, and then go off to your normal life of negative thoughts, bad self-talk, doing low vibe things. You have to do it every single day. And every successful person, it's an ongoing practice every single day. You can't, and eventually those bad habits or self-depreciating thoughts, they will go away, but it takes time and lots of work and lots of self-work, lots of positive affirmations to completely erase that. It's very, very important to hang out with people who you know believe in you, who you can just tell that they think you're incredible. They are your biggest cheerleader and supporter. And having hater friends really is kind of tells you where you're at with yourself, because if you're hanging out with somebody that's kind of secretly a hater, you subconsciously pick up on that, and it's kind of like a familiar feeling. So if you're addicted to feeling negative or not feeling good about yourself, then you're going to attract people like that don't believe in you. So checking in with yourself and checking in with how other people make you feel is so important. If you go for lunch with Betty and you go home and you don't really feel very inspired, you just spent the whole time gossiping, that's probably not somebody who is serving you to having a better life and a better future. Another example for the ladies is men. Do you keep attracting men that treat you horribly? And do you keep finding yourself being more attracted to the ones that don't want you? That is kind of a manifestation of what's happening inside. Yes, it's always natural to want what you can't have, but if you are actually continuing to stick around a man that actually treats you bad, that's when you know you have work to do. I've kind of found this in my personal life where, yeah, when I was a lot younger, I would be so hung up on one guy and they'd be able to walk all over me, and it was just this one guy, but I had millions of other, well, not millions, but like, you know what I mean? I had tons of other incredible candidates that wanted a piece of me, but I was so addicted to, like, I gave this person the power to determine my worth, and it wasn't healthy. And yeah, they would treat me like shit, or maybe they would give me just enough to keep me around because I was good for their ego. So that's, I think a lot of girls when they're younger, they do go through that. We all have to sort of learn that. Maybe not if you're not that, then you're really lucky. However, I had to go through that. And now I'm at a place where the last few years of my life, well, it's been quite a while. I'm 33 now, so I have a little bit of experience in this, but I don't give any man my energy if they are an asshole to me, or they have the audacity to show me any form of disrespect. It is so easy for me to be like, nope, see ya, like, I'm good. You used to be kind of attractive, now you're just an asshole, and that's just not what I'm aligning with. So yeah, having the ability to be able to walk away when a man treats you with disrespect, or he shows you what he thinks of you, if he shows you that he doesn't respect you and you keep him around, that just tells me that you don't really respect yourself and you don't think that you deserve good things. So you got a lot of work to do as far as the self-love affirmations, and really just being able to not get in too deep before it gets there. So right away with the first red flag, being able to be like, okay, nope, see you, goodbye immediately. Because I know how it is when you get too deep into it, then it's like the routine, it feels comfortable, and you're kind of addicted to that because you're used to it. Humans crave routine and things that feel comfortable and feel the same. It's kind of like a survival mode. Whether it's positive or negative, we still crave that. So we have to be able to say no when something doesn't serve us. And really ask yourself, why am I attracted to a man that rejects me? Like, why is that attractive? Literally just doing affirmations saying, I'm attracted to men that treat me like a queen. I deserve to be treated like a queen. I am attracted to men that treat me like a queen. Because trust me, I get it. I've had this where I've had the most greatest guy. He is willing to give me the world, but for some reason I just don't feel the physical attractiveness, and it's frustrating. And I've had to do a lot of work in regards to how to retrain my brain on what's attractive. And it sounds ridiculous, like, why would you be attracted to somebody that doesn't want you? But it is human nature. If they don't want me, they must be superior, which means I might be able to learn something from them, or maybe they have something that I don't have. Regardless, like I was saying, all humans, we've learned from each other. So if they don't think I'm on their level, then maybe they've gone higher, and it's like you almost want to figure out why that is and conquer that and get to that level, which is so toxic. But I've come to a place to recognize that, okay, rejection is never personal. Sometimes they're just not into you, or they're in a different phase of their life, and that's totally okay. And I've been able to actually train myself that just because they don't want me doesn't make them superior. It probably actually means that we're not on the same level. They might just be too low vibe for me. I'm at a period in my life where I want to be treated like a queen, and this guy is an F-boy, and that's kind of low vibe. Every guy goes through that phase, but it's no wonder they're not attracted to me, because I'm on the high vibe, high queen level energy. So it's totally all good. And actually being able to be like, oh, you don't like me? Okay, then you're not as smart as I thought you were. Then that makes you not attractive, because I know I'm incredible. So if you can't see that, there must be something wrong with you. That's literally the place you have to be in. Anyway, I'm talking a little bit too much about men. I mean anything in life, anything that feels low vibe. That's not something that we should be attracted to. I saw this TikTok video the other day, and it was so fascinating. It was this girl basically talking about if you had a number as far as consciousness, or what level you vibrate at, 10s being the highest, 1s being the lowest. So the people it would be like a different realm. It's kind of like that movie In Time. And basically the ones that are in the 10 level, there's nature everywhere, there's abundance everywhere, there's love, everybody's high vibe, everybody's grateful, and it just feels like warm and fuzzy and loving. 1 being, it would be dark, cold, negative, hatred, gossip, like just low vibrational. We get it, right? High vibe versus low vibe, 10 to 1. So let's say you're an 8, which is a pretty good field, and you feel like indulging in a cheeseburger, which is a level 4, for example. Now you can go there for a period as long as you remove yourself right away, because if you stay in that level 4 vibration for too long, you will eventually, the 8 might then become a 7, or they might eventually become a 4. So, okay, that was too, in the TikTok video, it used a smaller, like a 1 number down example, but basically you get the idea. So if somebody's vibrating at a 6 and all of their friends are 5s, if they're around 5s all the time, their frequency level is going to shift down 1. And let's say the 5, for example, if they have a friend that's in a vibration of a level 6 and they go to their house, they might be in a level 6 vibration field. And then they'll eventually move up a level. So the whole point of this is, and like that Justin Timberlake movie In Time, is you are who you surround yourself with. So if your vibration is vibrating high and you're full of abundance and love and you're always showing gratitude and just feeding yourself good foods, you're gonna stay in a high vibration and your world will become high vibe. And let's say you get drunk and eat McDonald's every day, which I used to do, your world is going to seem very dark and negative, and you're not going to attract many incredible things. You're not going to attract high vibe people at all. So who wants to live there? I'm just saying, the whole point of life, I think, is to be full of love and happy and have a good, happy, genuine life. So yeah, look at what is surrounding you. If you have a big weekend and you go to the club and you're there like 3 nights in a row, sometimes alcohol can feel high vibe if it's dancing and it's a good dinner and it's good food and good company. But then it's like when you're getting wasted and you're in a dark club and people are doing sinful things, if you know what I mean, that becomes low vibe. And if you stay in that vibration for too long, you're seeing things that are just low vibe, and that's going to become a part of you. So you really have to be careful and put yourself in healthy environments like the gym, or even just spending alone time. If you don't have the luxury of being around high vibe people, get used to loving your own company and put on Zen music in the background at your apartment, light some candles, surround yourself with crystals, make sure your space is clean and fresh, and make sure you feel clean and fresh. Like, for example, today I did a spray tan, I put my makeup on, and I'm feeling pretty glam, and that feels good because lately I've just kind of been wearing no makeup and been pale, and I it just, you forget sometimes when you put on a little bit of makeup, oh, I am, not bad looking. So doing things like that for yourself is always nice, and making yourself nice dinners and having a warm, clean home is a very high vibe thing to do. Back to that alone time, it is so important to be able to listen to your intuition, because it's really just a message from God. And if you have too much stimulation and stuff happening on the outside, you can't really listen to the messages that you receive, which is your intuition. If you have a goal or a desire in life, all you really have to do is ask for it, for the universe, put it out there, and then let go, detach from the idea of how you're going to get it. Like, you can have sort of a pathway of things that you can do or get inspired actions or thoughts. But if you're too attached to how it's supposed to go, okay, I'm going to turn 25. I'm going to meet my fiance. We're going to get engaged at 27. We're going to get pregnant at 28. We're going to buy a house at 29. And by 30, I'm going to have the perfect life. And then boom, you're 32 and none of that has happened. You know what I mean? So letting go of writing the script of your life to a T, you can have sort of an idea, but the more you have alone time and listen to your intuition, you're actually getting to know yourself better, and you might learn, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't want a husband. Maybe I actually like girls. You know what I mean? Like, just things like that. Just getting to know yourself well and thinking your whole life, okay, I want kids, but then thinking, actually, I kind of would rather travel the world and just be the fun aunt my whole life. That could be okay too. The point is, the more alone time you spend, the more you can listen to what you truly want inside. I believe that they come to this earth for a reason. Everybody's unique to what they want and what they desire to do. So you really got to make sure you're listening to yourself and you're not getting too influenced by the outside worlds. And this is why people pray or people meditate, because the more still you can get, the more you get those little messages that can guide you to exactly what you've asked for. So you don't really have to worry or write down this set plan to a T. You can actually get inspiration from just being quiet and being with yourself. That's why people always say, okay, do you need to sleep on it? Think about it for a little bit. Sometimes people need to just absorb something, let it marinate, and then the answer will come to them. If they just kind of let it go and just like sleep on it and let the subconscious do the work, that's kind of the same thing, is being alone, being with yourself, quieting your mind, meditating, and the answers to the things that you're feeling overwhelmed about, the answer will always come, always. Back to the whole perspective thing. Let's say you see the world as dark, negative, there's no inspiration, you feel kind of dull. How do you get inspired again? Stop escaping. Whatever that thing you're doing to escape being present in the moment and listening to your intuition, whether it be just like TV, binge eating food, alcohol, partying, sex, music even, like anything that's too overstimulating and isn't letting you be in the present moment, that's where the real work is done, when you're actually present in the moment. And to shift your perspective to a higher vibe is when you're having those quiet times. So stop using that thing just to get a little hit of endorphins or a dopamine hit. Stop doing that. Get disciplined, do the work. Don't just read one self-help book and then, oh, okay, I'm done, or watch one inspiring YouTube video and you'll get like a little boost, but then you're not actually doing the work. Take the advice from these self-help gurus or these psychologists or anybody that you find to be high vibe. If you, let's say there's like a celebrity or somebody that you really admire, watch interviews on them, study them, and do research on how did they get to where they are. Let's say you want to be like this Olympian runner, or like you have a goal or a dream, or somebody, let's say you want to be a teacher and you really admire this teacher that you had in your university, call them up and ask if you can interview them. So I think some people, like if it's just like somebody like that, just a random teacher, and you said, hey, I really admire the work that you do, I'm wondering if I can ask you a few questions, most people would be really flattered and they would love to do that. So yeah, just studying anybody that you admire, even if it's like an auntie or a friend in your life, start asking how they got to where they are. They'll love it. Trust me, people love talking about themselves, especially when you let them know that you admire what they're doing and that you consider them a success. They'll give you the floor for hours, I guarantee it. And obviously if it's somebody that is like famous, there's tons of interviews online to figure out their story. Maybe they have a book. So yeah, again, back to what I was saying is it's actually human nature to learn from each other. Humans are messengers and we can be leaders, but obviously that leader had to learn from somewhere too. So it's not bad to absorb information from other people as long as it's positive. You have to really be aware of what it is you're attracted to. When you're younger and you like think somebody's cool, but really they're just like a mean girl and they gossip, check in. Why do you think they're cool? Is it because you feel rejected by them and you want their validation? Because that's just like a small little habit that we form as a kid, and that's kind of a toxic thing. That's not something that vibrates high. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting a little bit too guru hippy dippy talking, but I hope what I'm saying resonates with you. If it did, let me know. I'm gonna wrap up this video now. Thank you so much for watching Self-Care Sundays with Sophia. I'm Sophia Pearson. You can find me on all my social medias at Sophia Pearson, and we'll see you guys next week on Self-Care Sundays with Sophia. Bye.